Shalom. First, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And I would like to give double honors, much respects to the men in whom I learned this truth from, beginning with the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Alright, though I be not a part of any camp, I learned and I studied under the Great Millstone doctrine. And just want to do this quick video. Dealing with this topic of Trump and this upcoming election. I've been kind of paying attention to this whole thing with Trump, claiming that pretty much he's been going into the whole elections being rigged, so again, I've been paying attention to this subject. I've been watching videos, because come time of the elections, Trump, because ever since this whole coronavirus thing started, with the whole shutdowns and everything, pretty much now what they're trying to say is, instead of people, physically going out to vote, right, they're going to have the, pretty much everything's going to be done via the mail. And again, Trump, he's been saying a lot lately, how that could lead to rig votes, or rig the election, and he could possibly use that to stay in office. Because he can easily claim, the elections, they were rigged, and he may physically keep himself in office, and if he does that, it's going to cause a lot of uprisings and civil unrest, because for the most part, we know that these things, all these things, they're done, and they've been planned out, and they're strategically done. Go to this real quick. And what is that? Second Corinthians. It tells you in 2 and verse 11. It tells you, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So you see that pretty much, everything that these top elites, everything that they do, we know and understand that there's a purpose behind it. Whenever there's, a major event or these false flag events like 9/11, these events take place so that they can sign these, these new laws and legislations to pretty much fulfill their will. We are well aware of these things, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So again, touching on this subject with Trump, and because again, he's been talking a lot about rigged elections, and he could possibly use this to stay in office, and again, if he does that, it's pretty much just going to get hectic out here. You're going to have a lot of civil unrest, because from what I'm seeing, just from my own personal observation, the whole thing with George Floyd's death, that caused a lot of rioting and protesting and whatnot. But it kind of it kind of died down. Pretty much it wasn't enough. So Esau, he always has tricks up his sleeves. You know, um, so again, this is all a part of his, his devices to pretty much, um, because at the end of the day, Esau, he wants to stay in power, and he's going to do everything in his power to stay in power. So that's why they always got tricks up their sleeves. They always got you know trick in the bag. And um, because they want this, they want civil unrest. They want when all those people were rioting and protesting and looting, they wanted that. So they can implement martial law. You know, so they can shut everything down. You know, this is all planned out, and this whole thing with Trump and talking about rigged elections, it's no different. You know, um, but just paying attention to the subject dealing with Trump and this whole idea of the elections being rigged, just had me um, just thinking about these things for a while, because according to the scriptures, we do know and believe that these things are going to happen. You are going to have civil unrest and things like that take place, right? When you go to Second Edges 15, that's why we quote these precepts a lot, because these are the times that we're living in. I'm gonna go to Second Edges 15 and starting at verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." And that's exactly what you see going on now with the whole Antifa and this whole Black Lives Matter, NFAC, Grandmaster J movement. You got people pretty much buying up guns and ammo. You know, demanding justice. And on the other hand, you got you have another people. They're pretty much seeing their power, their kingdom going down, and um, they're pretty much standing up, to keep their kingdom in power, pretty much. You got people taking up arms to stand up against police brutality. Esau, they want these things to ensue so they can bring in those troops. Bring in that flood that it talks about in Isaiah 59 and 19. Esau wants to come down. He he's he's just pretty much he's waiting on the right moment. And you know um you know people they're pretty much falling for the trap. Just falling right into the snares of the devil. You know, and again, you're just giving Esau all the more reason to to do these things, which in reality, it's fulfilling the will of Yahweh Shemir Shai. But you know, yeah, this is what's going on. And when we read in verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So again, you're gonna have people rising up against the government. You know, um, local authorities and things of that nature, like what's going on over there in Israel with Benjamin Netanyahu. People are pretty much um, coming up against him, surrounding his home and things of that nature. That stuff is going to come over here, and again, if this guy Trump, if he does in fact say that, if he does in fact refuse to leave office, um, because of rigged elections, this it's going to be it's going to be real bad out here. Um, and you can best believe that Trump, he's going to send those troops in. and martial law is going to be, in full effect. There's I've been watching videos and articles. People are talking about an event, another 9/11 event that's going to take place within the next few months. People are pretty much, saying to watch out and pay attention to a major event, anytime from now until October, November. Something might go down. Um, and this could be it. It's just my personal opinion. But Esau, they are, they're waiting on that event. They're um, they're, or I should say, they're planning for that. That one event. To where they can give that green light to send these troops in, and again, because if Trump does in fact refuse to leave office, it's going to be all hell, all chaos, civil unrest, you know martial law. you know when you read verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So you see that. And like I said, well, they're already talking about, a second shutdown. And this next shutdown, it could, it could be the one. It could be the shutdown, for good. And again, people went crazy the first shutdown. People not able to go into and fro like, like they were before. And pretty much, people on lockdown, they lost their mind. So, you know, second shutdown, is definitely imminent. And again, all these things are leading up. All these things, they're strategized. You know, um, read verse 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Yeah, because it's going to get bad. You know, again, people stocking up on guns and ammo. Right now, people are bearing up arms. But when resources become limited, people are gonna, those same people that were once allies, they're gonna become foes. They're gonna become enemies. And one man is gonna look to rob his neighbor. Take what he's got. Take what the next man's got. You know. Second Ezra's the 16th chapter. Um, verse 70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." So you see, um, because on a deeper level, Esau, they want to come down. They want to bring those troops and implement martial law to come after the prophets. The men of the Lord. And ultimately, that's what they're trying to do. This is why they're pulling all the tricks out their bag to pretty much cause chaos. Order out of chaos. Where they cause the chaos so they can bring the order in. And again, ultimately they want to come after the prophets, the men of the Lord. That's why I read, in Second Ezra, Salakia, Second Corinthians is, was that Second Corinthians 2:11, just pretty much being aware of Satan's devices. All his plans are being exposed. I'm gonna continue reading on. I'm gonna get the next precept. In verse 71, it says, "And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." So you see, um, this is why you see Esau. They keep insinuating these events. you know, to rile the people up, you know, so, um, it's nothing but chaos out here. You know, Esau, that's what they want. You know, they want the people to start rebelling and rising up so they can, you know, that gives them the excuse to pretty much shut this place down. You know, to fully implement martial law. You know, what we witnessed earlier this year, you know, it's pretty much just a lot, you know, an exercise. You know, a prelude to what's, you know, really about to go down. All right, because once they do come down, you know, the scripture just read, you know, they're gonna be like madmen. You know, these devils, they're gonna really be showing their true colors. You know, because at the end of the day, Esau, you know, he does wanna, you know, he does have an agenda. All right, um, but again, you know, everything's strategized. You know, everything's it's a build up. You know, um, I'll go ahead and get this in Revelations 12:12, where it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens." Yeah, that was it. Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down up unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So you see, you know, and then this is talking about the physical counterpart of Satan, which is, um, you know, these Edomites, you know, Esau, Edom, you know, these so-called Caucasians, these so-called white people. All right, they see their kingdom going down. All right, and like I said, you know, they're going to do everything in their power to stay in power, because the spiritual demon Satan, you know, he's actually put it in their minds, which, you know, the spiritual demon Satan, he works for the Most High. All right, he's not some separate entity that, you know, is against the Most High. No, he works for the Most High. All right, but he's put it into these devils, these demons, these Edomites, that they actually have a chance, you know, to fight against Yahweh Shai when he shows up. You know, he's put it into the minds of these Edomites that, you know, their kingdom, you know, is going to be established forever. You know, they can never be brought down. So this is why they have the attitude that they have, and they're really, you know, they're trying to rush things, because again, you know, they see their kingdom coming down. All right, and they're going to do everything in their power to stay in power. And again, you know, going back to this whole thing with Trump lately, he's been talking about these rigged elections. You know, people have been asking him, you know, if he if it in fact turns out that these elections are rigged, is he going to leave office? And you know, people have been asking him, you know, questions along that line, and he hasn't been giving them giving them an answer. You know, I saw one one article. He said, "We'll see." You know, so this is something that, you know, it's possible that, you know, that could be the you know, the catalog to insinuate all these things. You know, civil unrest, martial law. You know, because like I said, you know, I've just been paying attention on that subject, dealing with Trump and the rigged elections. You know, something I'm definitely paying attention and watching out for. You know, um, so yeah, you know, I just wanted to do a quick video and touch on that real quick. You know, however I desire you were edified. So then I'll go ahead and end it off there. Once again, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honors, and to the men in whom I learned this truth from, beginning with the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.